This is Andy Purewal for ID Boxing. I am joined by none other than John Fury. John, it's a pleasure to catch up with you. It's been a while since I last saw you and spoke. Yeah, it has.
Won it with the Russian military hut.
Yes, it would. That was a long time ago.
Together, don't we?
We do, and we need to catch up again, John, away from this. But it is indeed good to see you too. Yeah, another Fury son of yours makes his pro debut tonight. Comes away with a clean sweep, points victory. Just your reflections on Roman's performance tonight.
Yeah, he's a good rangy southpaw. He's never been in a ring in his life until tonight. Under the lights, he's not boxed any amateur tournaments at all or any actual amateur fights. He's had nothing, done nothing. And to Ryan, it was a good, strong opponent. 27 pro fights, been in with everybody. 50 unlicensed fights as well, and he comes away winning every round and looked good doing it, to be fair. We told him, don't rush anything, you're there to learn. Because at this stage of the game, it's learning, because he's got a long way to go, hasn't he? There's a lot of fun nights ahead, to be honest, with him. And I love the game at this stage of the game. I love it, because it's all good stuff. There's no politics involved.
It's an interesting point you make there. There's no politics. Obviously, it's early stages of Roman's career. How smart of a move do you feel it was to put him on a show like this, away from, say, the bright lights, so he could just focus on his boxing and not need to worry about the big promoters, the big stage and what have you?
Well, Jimmy Harrington, we've known him for a long time, and he's very thorough. He trains them hard. He doesn't cut any corners, and he was the right man for the job. And I got to thank Jimmy and Nick Manners very, very much. They've done a good job of him. Obviously, I've been doing little bits with him myself as well, But the main thing is training the mind. Anybody can go running down the road. They can hit a bag. They can do this, that, and the other. But if you can't hack it under them lights, you can have everything. And if you haven't got that, the rest is no good to you. Train the mind. The rest will follow. So all you've got to do is stay calm, be confident in what you do. Don't get excited. Stay behind your jab, and that's what he did. And he boxed the kid's head off.
John, the Fury name will obviously always carry a certain amount of expectation and pressure, but how do you feel he will handle that as his career progresses?
Well, look at him tonight. If he can handle it now in his first pro fight, and he's got a lot to live up to. Big T was at his side there all the time, and he's looking at him, and you know what? No one wants to let Tyson down, because Tyson's come that far in his life. No one wants to let him down. And those kids will die in that ring before they let him down. So what we said, just do what you can do. We're not looking for anything exciting, nothing extraordinary. Just do what you can in there, and we'll move on. Because he's got a long way to go, hasn't he?
He has indeed, and he mentioned to me he wants to be back out. I think November 11th was the date that he said to me, so around then. But how busy do you want him to be moving forward?
At this stage of the game, they've got to be out every 5 or 6 weeks, haven't they? Keep them in the gym, keep them active. It's not about the money at this stage of the game. If they want to get somewhere, practice makes perfect, doesn't it? And that's what we aim to do with him, get him out. And I'm having some fun along the way. So's Tyson. And at the end of the day, Tommy is as well. All the boys. It's good stuff, isn't it? We've got the win. Let's just move on to the next one.
John, away from Roman, obviously Tyson, as you mentioned here today, he's going to announce his next fight in this coming week. A lot of reports coming out, he will be Fury-Chisora for a trilogy bout. Just your thoughts?
Well, listen, fair play to Del Boy. He stepped up to the plate. He's done what Joshua and co couldn't do. Del Boy will fight anybody, so I will give him props for that, And at the end of the day, why not? Get a lot of payday, he's earned it. And let's put it this way. For my money, he beat Usyk, didn't he? Let's be honest about it. If he'd have got the nod with the Usyk fight, nobody would have complained, would they? So he's a formidable opponent, and it's heavyweight boxing, isn't it? He's an 18-stone guy. He's with no pressure at all. He's got all to win and nothing to lose. It's heavyweight boxing. He's as good as what's out there.
John, of course, whoever Tyson faces at this stage, but he will go into the fight as a favourite. Maybe people question maybe if he's favourite for Usyk or not, but what challenges do you feel that Derek poses to Tyson at this stage of his career?
All heavyweights 18 stone pose a threat, don't they? It's one punch, it's over. He's capable of doing it. He's been in with everybody, hasn't he? He's come off a good win in Purewal. He put up a good fight with Joe Parker, didn't he? So he's mixing in the top 3 in the world, isn't he? And coming out unscathed, and you don't know which one's won them, do you, really? Except the Parker one, because Parker did box his head off, really. But apart from that, he puts up a good fight, don't he? Usyk, I thought he beat Usyk. 2 great fights with Dillian White. He's up there as old Del Boy. Give him credit. He has got balls like King Kong, hasn't he? So I respect the man.
John, I just want to get your thoughts on the whole Anthony Joshua fight falling through. Walk me through that from your perspective.
What can I say about those people? They've been offered everything. across the board. Tyson would have fought him for free if he'd have wanted it. But listen, they're going to say what they're going to say. Eddie Hearn will come out with that much fancy dance chat and want to deceive and blind everybody with all his skillful words. But the skillful words ain't fighting, are they? He should have fought. He had no to lose and all to win again, didn't he? Nothing to lose and everything to gain. You know, but let me tell you, their egos are bigger than them. So at the end of the day, and I said to Tyson, you know, for this, never ever give him a title shot. Don't give him nothing. No more. They've had the chance with a big Gypsy King and let them do one. Let them jog on. Enough said about them anyway. Let's talk about some people who want to fight.
People who do want to fight, then, if it obviously wasn't AJ, Joyce put his name forward for that fight.
Well, a good performance from Joyce, wasn't it? He's one to watch in my eyes, is Big Joe. You know, and at the end of the day, listen, they're all there. They're there in line. Let them come through. The Gypsy King will take them all. He'll take them all, even Joyce, whoever's out there. You know, but let me tell you, Big Joe, for me, he's up there with them, isn't he? You know, he could happen to, for mine at the minute, he could be second, could be third best heavyweight in the world. You know, if he can take Wilder's power, he beats Wilder. He crushes Wilder if he can take the power. You know, if Wilder can't get him out of there, Wilder's beat. You know, but Tyson is a skillful operator. He's a big guy, fights at 19.5 stone. He's as big as Joe. It'd be a great spectacle. You know, and at some point, the Titans are going to collide, aren't they? You know, he's just got to keep winning, Joe, isn't he?
John, Alexander Usyk, do we see that undisputed fight next year between Tyson and Alexander?
What else is there? What else is there? You know, without Usyk, you know, I know he wants to fight Canelo and all this job. You know, and what I'm saying about that, I know he's taller. For all the idiots out there, he's taller, we know that, but they're both the same weight. And when I say the same size, I mean weight, not height. But you know what? He was a middleweight, was a super middleweight. He's an heavyweight now. What does he want to go and fight a 12-stone man for? Fight the Gypsy King. You got all the time in the world. Have your rest. Do what you want to do. Have a couple of tune-up fights, but you need to fight the Gypsy King, Mr. Usyk. Think about it, because it'll pass you by. And you've got to fight, and he'll steamroll you. The Gypsy King will murder you, my friend, without a shadow of a doubt. Like your mate AJ could beat both of you on the same night. And if I'm wrong, prove me wrong. No one's done it yet, and they won't either. Enough said on that.
Is there a cut-off point for you guys to try and make that fight, John?
Where can he go? He's calling himself the heavyweight champion of the world. He's got most of the belts now. He's got to fight Tyson, hasn't he? He can run, but he can't hide. You know, you can't run forever. He'll want to make a few dollars in between fighting Tyson. He knows when he fights a Gypsy King, it's over for him. So he's going to fight Canelo, make a few quid. Good luck to him. Hope he fights Mayweather, makes more money. But as long as he matches up and faces the Gypsy King, because it's over for him then. It's over. He knows that. Little men can't beat a man like him, a behemoth, coming in probably 20 stone on a night. And you know, I'm not saying it's my own son. I've got the right to big him up, because he's done everything. You know, he's not a man come close to Tyson at the minute. And if he can take Wilder's power, the most devastating punch in the last 50 years, people ain't going to bother him like Usyk, are they? I do believe he can stand there and let Usyk hit him. What he'll do a Steve Cunningham on him. And Tyson's a lot better fighter than what he was 10 years ago. He'll bludgeon him to death. And what he can do, he can sustain an attack. He'll be all over you like an octopus and you're out of there. Simple as that. Enough said on him anyway. What are they? Fight Tyson.
Another fight we could see with Tyson down the line is a fourth bout with Deontay Wilder. Now he's facing.
I hope not, because what he wants is a piece of 3x2 across his head. He's still on with a cheating thing. Is he mad, that fella, or what? He needs to grow up, don't he? He needs to grow up. He got flattened twice, and they robbed him the first time. And he lost 10 stone in as many months. Deontay Wilder, you're no good to the Gypsy King. Deal with it and get on with it. There's no fourth fight for you at all, because you're horrible. Because if you was a man about the job and you had decency in defeat, you might be in with it. Like he's give Del Boy. He's give Del Boy a chance. You know why? Del Boy's a fighting man and he's a gentleman with it. You know, he'll have a row, he'll do this, that and the other, but he's dumb, a lot of men won't. He'll fight. So, them's the men I'm talking about. Not Deontay Wilder. I'm not interested in him. He's a beaten man. He's got a deal with Robert Lanius yet anyway. And I think he's finished. Because Tyson's cracked his skull. He can't take a shot up the left-hand side of his ear all at all. It's all over for him. He's done. He's a soil fighter. Enough said on them.
Moving away from Tyson, just get a quick one as well on Tommy. He's out on the Mayweather Deji card. Yeah. Just your thoughts on that?
Well, listen, we're out there on the 13th of November. We're leaving here on bonfire night, hopefully. But if they don't come up with the hackers, we're going nowhere. We're waiting for the money to be put up. And if it's not put up, we're staying in Britain.
So There's still a chance that fight doesn't happen.
It might not happen until two men's facing each other. The way boxing is today, it's a shambles, and let's be honest about it. It's an absolute fucking joke. You know, nothing's red till when they're. But listen, they got to put the money up. Put the money up. The Furies will be there. Fuck about, we're not there. It's black and white with us. Yes and no. Done.
Is Jake Paul dead and buried? That fight?
No, definitely not. He's another one going to get it off another Fury. And I sat with his promoter at the Joe Parker Joyce fight, and he said he was up for the fight. I said, we're up for the fight, let's get it on. And we'll get it on. If it doesn't happen, it's not on our part. You know, he got banned from America. I'm banned from America. Tyson's banned from America. Tommy's banned. They banned everybody with the name of Fury from the States. It's not our fault we can't travel. Have a word with the immigration, the American ones, or the British ones who's ever dealing with it. I'm not interested. It's all shit talk.
John, final one. I've invited you before. When are you going to come and have a mixed grill with me in Birmingham?
Well, listen, my friend, I'm not busy this day and age doing nothing. Do I look at me? Do I need any more mixed grills?
You do with me, John. We haven't had one yet. Everybody's waiting.
Listen, I'll take you up on that when I'm get all this out of the way before Christmas. Ring me, I'll come and do it with you. And it'd be a pleasure to do it.
I'll hold you to that, John. Thank you.